Hello everybody, my name is Stefan. Welcome back to another video. Today we are back with more NASCAR 25 career mode. We're on episode 11 now. This will be episode 2, I believe, of the Truck Series career, or Truck Series career so far. And today we're just doing 2 races, trying to get the video links down, starting out with Homestead Miami here, which as you can tell immediately, even though I have a little bit higher parts on this truck now, it still wasn't driving the best. And we end up 36th in practice, head straight into qualifying. Now, something about Homestead Miami, which I didn't realize before going into it, was the fact that the car was so unbelievably tight in and then loose off.
That's it.
So there's really no setup that works like super well. You just kind of have to go with your gut and then pit when you can, essentially, to make adjustments on the fly. And that's what I had to do. I had to go with, I think, a 50% loose or 25% loose setup to start off, because it's just like if you go tight, then it's way too tight. You can't even turn the truck. But if you go too loose, then you're spinning out on the exit of the corners. It's basically the same thing that was happening at Atlanta, but I figured because I had better parts. Yeah, so we're on 50% loose. You can see there in the bottom right. It's the same thing at Atlanta, but I thought because we had better parts that it would be a little bit better, but it wasn't. I will admit here, once again, I had to restart the race a couple of times just to see like what worked and what didn't. I didn't go past stage 2, I will say that, or not even stage 1. I was just trying to figure out a setup that would work in race trim, and you can still see it's pretty bad, but it's to the point where I can actually drive the truck and get it through the corners without spinning out, so that's good enough for me. We push Stuart Friesen up the middle here, 3 wide, a bit of a dangerous move here in 3 and 4. That's where I was able to make up probably the most time on anybody, but Raja gets a run on me out of the corner here. We get to the inside of Stuart Friesen, head down into turn 1 and 2, just really trying to get some points here. But, you know, if we don't, then it's fine. If we do, then that'll be like a major success, as we're behind my favorite driver and namesake of my other channel, Parker Kligerman, down to the bottom of him. Trying to make it nice and clean there on the bottom of the racetrack. You can see it actually turned there for a second, but I don't have enough drive off the corner for it to really matter. Cars still get by me on the outside, but then I get some help from, I think that's Bailey Curry in the 45 right behind me. We're coming up behind Corey LaJoy, and a wreck happens in front, and I forgot to hit the brakes. Or something happened there. Honestly, I don't really remember. I think I went to go hit the brakes, but I didn't realize that Chandler was in the wall until I was in the back of the 07 truck, so that was on me. Wouldn't be too surprised if Corey LaJoy and co aren't too happy with me after the race, but you know, LaJoy's had his fair share of dust ups with people, so
clear low if you want it.
So we pull the pit strategy card, get 4 fresh tires, loosen up the vehicle a little bit, or maybe it was tighten up the vehicle a bit, just so we're not spinning out of the corners. We're 4 wide down here with a couple of trucks that are much slower than everybody else in the back, bouncing off a couple of them. Get up the track just a little bit, but this is going to be the strategy that works probably for a majority of these earlier races. As we get our parts higher and higher, we're going to have to pull the pit strategy card if we want to get some wins early on and lock our way into the playoffs, or just continue on with consistency. And right here, my play was just pit at the beginning of the stage. Hopefully it'll be enough time for me to side up through the pack and get a point or 2 by the end of the stage. And as you can see, I'm cutting through them pretty quickly here. We're already up inside the top 25, right up behind William Sawalich. And now here is the battle on the final lap of stage 2 for our first stage points of the year. I'm pretty sure we get to the bottom of Jake Garcia, get by him up into the 10th spot, and we come away with 1 point in the second stage for our first stage points of the year. And of the
Pit road is
the entire series so far, because there's no stage points in ARCA.
Here?
And once again, we go with the pit strategy card because I was like, it's going to be longer. I'm going to be able to get further up into the pack. The plan was to finish top 5. I ended up not pitting there, but I was like, if I can get a caution, it would be absolutely perfect. And I could pit late, get my way back up there. And we're now on the top, right behind a bunch of these guys. Our momentum, now that we don't have as good of tires, has started to slow down a bit here, but we're just trying to keep it inside the top 10. Right up behind Lane Riggs in the 34 truck. Getting past there on the bottom, I think. But we get the draft down the back straightaway. Try and split the middle here between Garcia and Riggs as we send it down into the corner.
Clear inside.
And we actually clear Lane Riggs, and we're back inside the top 10 just like that, behind his teammate who was in the wall earlier, I'm pretty sure.
Amazing lap, driver.
And we get a great lap.
Clear high if you want it.
As we go 3 wide down there to the bottom. This is really pushing my luck here. I will admit that. But honestly, the truck at this point started driving a little bit better. But there's like that sweet spot in between too tight at the beginning of the run to too loose at the end of the run.
Clear high.
On what I had it set up as. But right in the middle was a sweet spot. And as you can see, I'm just like rolling the center of the corners beautifully. But then at this point I get a shot from Tyler Ankrum as I'm trying to go for the 6th spot in the middle of the corner. If you have lower parts, I've noticed that the AI like to draft up to you. And I wasn't too happy with that one, so I tried to drive it down there into the corner and try to get the 7 loose up out of the groove, but it ended up just costing me more time, so that was a mistake on my part. But we're still battling inside the top 10, didn't lose too much time, get to the bottom of Caden Honeycutt, try to get to the bottom of Lane Riggs. Now it's starting to get just a little bit loose on me. And I think that was Grant gets to my inside there, side by side down the front stretch. Getting pushed down into the corner. I tried to go to the bottom of the 34 really, really late. And we get there, just got the nose in, and all of a sudden the 34 spins out right next to us. Bad night for the front row motorsports guys, but honestly, I do not know how I wasn't taken out in that, but this is the caution that I was talking about. If the caution comes out late in the run, just take 4 tires, adjust the tightness just a little bit so I can drive extra well. We got not too many laps to do it, but it's a bigger track, so it's going to be more time for you to get through people on the straightaways. And AI hasn't pitted yet, because the AI in this game is exceedingly stupid, it seems like, when it comes to pit strategy.
Clear high if you want it.
And we go through the middle of a couple of them here, coming down the back straightaway behind Connor Mosak. And he tries to block to the bottom, but little does he know that my truck is driving like a dream, and I can just go up through the middle.
One up high.
And right there, that was a little bit of a risky move, but we still managed to pull it off, and we're looking at a top 5 for the first time. And we match our career best finishing position from Daytona earlier, trying to get a couple more. And it looks like we're going to do it here. Coming back to the 2 to go, I believe it is. Once again, can't really see how many numbers of laps there are. As we get up behind Corey Heim, the man who absolutely dominated the Truck Series in real life last year. We're side by side with him for the lead of the race. And all of a sudden, UISA with Hidden Gems Motorsports gets their first career victory here at Homestead, Miami. Honestly, completely surprising. I do not know. Well, I do know how I managed to do it, and it was dumb AI pit strategy. But we will take that. That means we are locked into the playoffs, and that is however many playoff points it is. I don't know. I don't give a shit, honestly. I just care about later on advancing into the rounds. But now we got sort of a cushion that we can let go for the last couple races. You see a couple good stories up there, a couple Nice trucks, normal stuff. And here's a little bit of a recap. This is on board with us as we just destroy the back end of Corey LaJoy as the 38 truck goes around in front of us. Run right into the back of him, get the rear wheels up off the ground. That was a hard hit. And One more look at it there. Just punted him. You see how much speed he gained after we got into the rear end of him. And here's a nice little move. This was midway through. Get clipped by Stuart Friesen. Almost 4 wide down there into the first corner. And we managed to make it stick. And get a couple positions in the process. You can see Stuart goes with us. We're able to keep it 3 wide and then send it down there into the corner and pick up all those spots. And here's another look at that lane rig spin. You can see how loose I was getting at the end of that run. And we didn't even get into him. That almost looked like iRacing netcode. You know, the game's made by iRacing, so it could be that. But 34 just goes around right beside us. No harm, no foul. We don't make any contact. But, you know, there's well enough contact earlier in the race. Understandably, Corey LaJoy not too happy with us. Timmy Hill, once again, giving us some praise. Good to hear from a veteran driver, veteran AI. So we do our work for the week before we head onto a track that has honestly been one of my most successful, but also most destructive tracks, which is Martinsville next. And because I had the money, I decided to do some level 5 parts on my next truck just so that I can have a good run, hopefully continue my Martinsville success, going for being unbeaten at Martinsville
hit your marks and focus on
in all series, or in ARCA. But I'm hoping to continue it to all series. You know what I mean. Anyway, the level 5 parts show immediately. I end practice as soon as I can because I'm like, I don't care. We end up 1/10 ahead of the next best guy, which is honestly pretty impressive considering the consistency is what like the AI are supposed to be super good in practice and then fall off a little bit in qualifying. That's what I've found out. But right there, even with level 5 parts, just level 5 parts, we're able to trounce the field, and that was most likely because I was literally just chucking it full speed into every corner, and you'll see it during the race what my strategy was, but it works out. I messed up my qualifying laps a little bit there. I was a little bit too slow in the center, and we ended up qualifying 13th, which honestly isn't that bad considering how down in the dumps we've been the past couple of races in terms of qualifying and practice and stuff. We get to the inside of Stuart Friesen, and we're already making moves up here, charging, trying to get inside the top 10, and right there I did everything in my power to not hit the back end of the 9 truck there, but I think I just clipped him. I may have just clipped him, I'm not sure. And if I didn't, then I did right there for sure. Move him up out of the groove, get to the inside of William Sawalich for the 6th spot. Already looking for a spot inside the top 5 as we get to the inside of Caden Honeycutt. Down the front straightaway, drag race to the line, and we managed to make it into the top 5. Now we get to the bottom of Chandler Smith in the 38 truck. Push him up and out of the groove, or at least I'm trying to. He gets the drive off of turn 2, and we're able to clear him down into 3 and 4. Right here, get really out of the groove, get into the outside wall. That lets Grant Enfinger get by us. And yeah, not the greatest move I've ever done, but we managed to stick with him and then pull a nice little switch back down into turn 1, get to the inside of him, and hopefully get a little bit of help from Caden Honeycutt behind us.
Stay low.
Not really, but we chuck it down into 3 and 4, and once again clear into the 4th spot.
Clear inside.
With 3 laps to go in the stage.
Outside door.
You can see these guys, I'm really trying to defend and hold them off, but it's not really working. Grant Enfinger manages to get by me on the outside. You can see how obnoxious I'm being with my blocking, but I'm like, I want to get this top 5 in the stage, man. So I had to get a little, get my elbows out there with Grant Enfinger. Caden Honeycutt gets by me, switch back to the inside. Try and force him out of the groove. See, what I was trying to do here is actually drive like a civilized human being and not throw it into every single corner. But it was losing me so much time that I was like, you know what? We're just going to continue doing what we were doing because it was working out. And we come back to the 1 to go in the stage. And you can see I decided to lean on the 45 just a little bit there. We get the run out of 2, managed to come home 4th.
Good for some points.
Our best career stage finish so far. And some good points. Hopefully boosting us up in the point standings a little bit.
Bottom. Car low.
And now this is on the restart. We're in between Kyle Busch, Ty Majeski. That might be the first time we've seen Kyle Busch up here in the series.
Car outside.
We get to the bottom of Ty Majeski for the second spot. See Corey Heim ahead of us there in the Mobil 1 truck. Absolutely beautiful paint scheme. I hope they bring that back for Caden next year. And we get to the inside of Corey as well. Send it down into the corner.
Out front, nice job.
And we managed to take the lead here.
Stay low.
At Martinsville, something that I've become accustomed to seeing. But
Won that stage.
it's a long way to the end of this thing. We finish first, win our first career stage. And I was doing the pit at the beginning of the stage and, you know, cut through everybody.
Now we're coming.
Strategy again. And right off the bat, I realized that, you know, this is a slow track and my strategy was to go really fast into the corners, so immediately found out how that was going to work out for me. I ran into the back of Stephen Malazzi there and almost ran into the back of Clay Greenfield. You can see how slow these trucks are. I'm just trying to get to the outside of them, trying to find any way I can around these guys. Cody Dennison just parking the rear end of his truck right in the middle of everything. We end up 4 wide down into turn number 1. I don't know how we didn't wreck there. Beat around Dawson Sutton in the 26 truck. And just like that, we're up inside the top 20, and I grossly misjudged that corner and destroyed the back of Raj's truck. That was a complete accident, by the way. I apologize. But at the end of the day, it's just an AI. I just feel bad. Because that was a pretty bad mistake, and probably one of the worst mistakes I've had so far.
Stay low.
And we get a car going around in front of us. It's Ty Majeski in the 98 truck.
The road's open this time.
Unsurprisingly happening when he's having a good run. That seemed to happen a lot last year. Getting screwed over. But we come back to the green flag. Restart up inside the top 10 beside Jake Garcia. We got much better tires than everyone ahead of us, and get into the back of Kyle Busch because he's just backing it up into the corners here.
1 high.
And right here, I was kind of like, I want to salvage some clean racing rep. So I was just like, I'm gonna be nice and kind to all these guys. Try and pass them legitimately instead of barging through. We get by Kyle Busch.
Car outside.
And we're battling here with Caden Honeycutt. Get to the inside of him.
Clear high.
And the rear end of the truck kicks out there. Have to save it just a little bit. I was having a lot of issues with hitting the curb and then getting really loose in turn 2, as you can see. But we're battling with Ty Majeski for the second spot. I see my second career win and second straight win just ahead of me here. Really battling hard to get by this 98 truck, get up into the second spot. He hangs it on my outside pretty well there, but we're able to clear him out of turn 2. Now battling with Corey Heim, coming back to just a few laps to go, get to the outside of him.
Clear inside.
Trying to pull the crossover move, but get really loose out of turn 4.
One more time, buddy. One more time.
Onto the white flag, seeing if I can pull off a little bit of a miracle here. Clip the inside curb. Once again, the rear end gets out from underneath me. But once again, I have the better tires, so I just decide to send it down in there on the inside of Corey Heim. Goes super, super wide, get way out of the groove, clip the wall, but it's not going to matter. We win in probably the most spectacular fashion we have before. Great finish. And honestly, probably the second best finish of UISA's NASCAR career, short NASCAR career. Next to the Kansas finish from our second season of ARCA, which was only shown briefly, but it was damn close, I'll tell you that much, even though I didn't win. But we finish first, and there you can see the rest of the finishing order. Parker Kligerman, really the only... Oh no, Frankie Muniz got a top 15. That's a pretty good finish for him. Here's the replay. We get up out of the groove into the wall. That was in stage 1. Here's in stage 2 on the restart. Get right into the back of Stephen Malazzi. Honestly, great job by him, by the AI, honestly, to save that truck, because normally they just go around and you run into the back of him. But even on 100 difficulty, which is what I have the AI on right now, they really don't know how to play the pit strategy, and they didn't pit the entire time. So I'm thinking like I'm going to use that to my advantage more, or I'm going to turn down the tire wear for them, so that it'll be a little bit more even on speed, pure pace, so I can't just, you know, play the pit strategy card every single race. But we managed to get up through a lot of people. There's my just running straight into the back of the 71 truck. Nothing precipitated that. That was just me missing my braking zone and running straight in the back of him. I could say that I wasn't expecting him to check up that quickly, but to be honest, that was just a mistake on my part. As we get to the inside of Corey Heim, you can see how big of a send that was. And we just barely clipped the outside wall with our tail, but Corey doesn't have enough time to get back to us. We managed to take the victory for our 2nd in a row and our 2nd win for the SKF truck. I'm glad I got a win with both the dark mode version and the light mode version. Pretty happy with that. And at the end of the race, obviously, Stephen Malazzi, Raja Cruz not too happy with me. William Sawalich giving me props, though. As much as I don't like William Sawalich in the real life, I like his AI in this. He's very nice to me. Honestly, I'll probably root for William Sawalich next season. I was joking about that. But, yeah, we pull off probably our most successful video yet. 2 wins in 2 races. And you can see here I'm just working through all the mechanical stuff and seeing what works, seeing what doesn't, doing all the things, all the PR moves and stuff like that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Once again, I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next video.